Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to Schneider Time. It's been a while. I apologize for that. It's been, just holidays, pandemic, insert crisis here. Um, I'd like to talk to you guys today about forging your own path. I went to college at SIUE, Southern Illinois University, Edwardsville. Give it a try. It's pretty good school. And I was there from 2002 to 2006, getting my bachelor's degree. And when I started in 2002, I took a lot of morning classes because I didn't like myself. No, it's a joke. I took some morning classes because it was just I figured I'd rather get in, get out, and enjoy the rest of my day. And I was perpetually late or running late, and there was this parking lot that everyone liked parking in. It was by the Student Fitness Center. You can see the picture here. This parking lot was always popular, and I tried parking there all the time. And the benefit of it was because you could walk around this building, and there'd be a bridge over a bike path, and you could take that bridge and be right behind the science building. And my first class of the morning, the first semester, I believe, was a physics class. And then the next semester it was a math class, and so it was boom, one to one. And it was great. I was always going to that science building first thing in the morning, and so I could park there and just get right to class, and it was wonderful. So I would walk around the fitness center from the parking lot, and I would walk toward this bridge to get across faster. And immediately I realized there's a small dirt path here. It's clearly an unofficial path. It's been carved by students who, like me, are parking here and cutting across there. And it's a path that's just been well worn by human feet. Human, rubber-soled, shoes. People wore shoes, but we've carved this path across this field. And by sophomore year, the path was getting a little bigger. It's getting pretty bad. We had really heavy rain one spring. It was getting really kind of gross. And eventually, before I graduated, I realized I walked out one day. My schedule changed, and so I wasn't cutting across as much. But one day, I needed to walk across, and I realized they've paved that path. The school gave up and said, "All right, students made the path. We're just going to pave it." And it became an official path, and you can see on the map here, it's a black line. They've put asphalt down and made it a permanent path. I remember the story about a few weeks ago. I remember this whole idea. I thought, there's a great lesson there. And then just last week, I thought, there's a second lesson there. So if I can, I'm going to give you two lessons here in this little story. The first is this. Some people, you may realize that things around you aren't always fair or right. In your school, at your job, in your family, in some sort of social club or team that you're a part of, and you might want to bring about some change. Okay, keep pushing. Keep walking, keep cutting that path you want to cut, and eventually the structures around you are going to give in. No system is impervious to change. There's going to be at some point some relenting and some change will come. It may not be the exact change you want. It may not come the way you want. It may be change that you think is too radical. I don't know. But you can be the agent of change. And it's up to you with maturity, with respect, to forge that path and to try and bring about the change you think is best. And it might involve conversations. It might involve some arguments. But again, with respect and with wisdom, you can carve that path and you can bring about change. It is possible. Secondly, flip it around. What if you're going the wrong way? The more you do something that's wrong, the more you think something wrong. And I'm not trying to get into like some sort of morality discussion here. The more you think negative thoughts about yourself, the more you engage in behaviors that cheat you out of experiences, out of knowledge, out of wisdom, or the more you do things that could potentially damage your body, or you engage in addictive behavior, the more you do these things, the easier it becomes to do them. As you carve that path becomes easier to walk. And eventually, that path becomes a permanent route of action, a route of thought in your brain. The more you do something, the more entrenched it becomes. And eventually, that dirt path you've cut across your life becomes a paved path, and you're always doing that thing. Without even thinking, it becomes automatic to you. It becomes some sort of like mental muscle memory. It's called a habit. And negative habits are formed just like that. We do something once. Oh, that's kind of fun. It works out or whatever. No one caught us, whatever it is. And you just keep doing that thing. Or you engage in some sort of negative thought patterns. And it creates a sort of vicious loop where you think negative things. It brings you down emotionally speaking, mentally speaking. You get into a dark place. More thoughts come, and it's this negative feedback loop, and you're stuck in it. Turn around. Stop walking down that path. If you stop walking down that path, it's not going to get paved. If you stop walking down that path, eventually that dirt path will turn back into grass. How do you do this? It's going to require an enormous amount of self-will, but also it's going to require, just like forging change in a positive direction, it's going to require conversations. It's going to require you talking with people, expressing what issue you're having, getting accountability, and getting assistance in turning away from that path and going in a better direction, walking the right way around, finding the path that leads into a positive direction for positive thoughts, positive actions. Treat your future self with respect and forego that shortcut that could bring damage to you in the long term, and find a new path to walk that will bring you to a better place. That's a lot of stuff, guys, from one dirt path. And I hope it's not confusing to give you two thoughts on one little bitty idea, one little bitty story from my life. But that dirt path has come back to me every few years, and every time I think about it, I think about a new aspect of like what that teaches us in life. And I hope you guys, I've given you two things to think about. I'm going to give you a third one. As you live your life, you're going to experience things, and these experiences can, if you let them, teach you big lessons about yourself and about life. But you have to have your eyes open. You have to be listening. You have to take time to think about what you're doing and how you're living. All right? So if you want to affect change, keep pushing. Find a way to do it respectfully, in conversation. Try to bring people with you to affect that change. And if you're realizing you're doing things, you're bringing about negative change in your life, you're bringing about negative reinforcement of bad thinking, bad habits, then time to turn away with conversation, with accountability. Get adults you can trust around you, like your parents, a coach, maybe an older sibling who has their head on straight, and find someone who can help you turn away from that path. That path will eventually return to grass, and it will no longer be such a trap for you in the future. I hope all that makes sense. Please let me know if you have questions or thoughts. Have a great day. Goodbye, 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 goodbye.